We recently held another Minecraft build event featured around the 1.20 update in Minecraft. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you guys go and check out some of my other content on my channel. Let's start off with the first entry here by Johns and Deathbean. So they did this like really nice little cherry blossom forest with a custom tree, enchanted tree, which looks pretty cool. I love when people do custom stuff with the world instead of just doing generic trees. But they did this really nice custom tree, and they also did this little house over here with an interior which looks pretty cozy. It looks pretty cozy, and they made use of a lot of the new blocks, which was the theme of the challenge, which was 1.20, which is pretty cool. They did this pathway leading up to like some dig areas, as well as a little pond, which looks pretty nice. They also did like some excavation sites here with some like pottery, with some of the decorated pots, which is pretty cool. And they also did like a little custom mine here, which is pretty cool as well. And they added some nice like flowers and scenery around the forest to make it not look so desolate and isolated. So overall, I'm going to give this one a... Stay tuned to the end to find out what the score is for this build and all the others. Next build entry is by Lost Gamer, and as you can see, he built this like little cherry blossom tree on top of a little custom made little mountain, and he also built this like built-in little cave, which makes it look a little bit nice. And he also has this little pond here, and yeah, that is basically his build. He also did this little cherry blossom house with an interior, which is pretty cool. That people go around to doing interiors. It looks like it would fit in a survival world, like with just like the new update blocks. Which is quite a lot of the blocks in here are mostly new update blocks, which is actually just the cherry blossom. He mainly just used the cherry blossom. But I will score this at the end just like the other one, so let's move on to the next one. So you guys are probably wondering why I'm on an empty plot. Now this is a plot that someone started to fill in the platform because I forgot to put these as grass blocks before the building competition began. So this person was spent most of the time filling it in. I did help them near the end because I didn't realize that they weren't all set up. So what they did was they had to go. So I will give them 2 pity points for at least trying to fill this in themselves before I went in and filled them in themselves. So that is a little spoiler, Satrix, sorry, but you'll get 2 points, which is pretty cool. But now let's go on to the final entry. For our final entry by Drastic Zoo and Lightning Lord. Now they built this over here, which is pretty cool. Ignore that was me. But basically they did this build over here together, and they made this like little waterfall. One thing I will say for future guys is try and integrate it a little bit more so it looks a bit more natural in with the waterfall. And also what I will say to you guys is you guys did not use custom trees, which is a big minus point for me. But however, you did do a really nice job texturing your pathway and making it actually look like a pathway, which is really cool. And it doesn't look like it's just one block, which is really nice. I really like when people use more than one block for texturing their pathways. They also did this little house, and they have little NPCs with armor stands, and they didn't have the NPCs, so they just used armor stands, which was really cool. And hey, look, that one's cooking. That's pretty cool. And as you can see, what I really like about all of the participants of this event, because it wasn't just 3, is that they did at least attempt to use the cherry blossom. They didn't use the bamboo, which I was expecting someone to go for the bamboo and to be a little bit different, but I suppose the cherry blossom was a bit more popular. But they also did this little like excavation site, like this ruins area here, which is pretty cool. They had like a reference to the host armor trim. So basically they just put in the trim where it fitted in, which was pretty cool. But yeah, and they had the razor one. I don't know, the other one, I think one of the other ones had the coast one in like a little ruin, which was pretty cool. And then they have over here, they have like this tiny little sand excavation area where they did archaeology with the brush, which is pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this build. Johns and Lightning Lord, they will be getting an 8 out of 10 for this build. And now let's go on to the next score. However, since they were in a duo and this was originally meant to be a solo competition, they will be losing 1 point. So they have obtained officially, the official score is 7 out of 10. My overall review of this is that it was pretty good. I really like that you guys did custom trees. Custom trees are a big thing in Minecraft building, and I personally really like when builders go out of their way to make an effort to do custom trees. You guys also did a lot of custom scenery around your land, making full use of the new blocks, minus the bamboo, which I didn't know if you guys would, but you guys didn't, which is fine. But you guys used quite a few areas for excavation and pottery, which I think is really, really cool. That's something in the archaeology side of it that I don't think a lot of people in this update would think to cover in a build. So they did a pretty good job overall. Just make sure you work on maybe potentially adding a little bit more around your things in future, just to make it look a little bit more lively, like maybe some NPCs or whatever. But other than that, you guys did a really good job. Unfortunately, this one, guys, I'm so sorry to Lost Gamer if you're watching this, but I will be rewarding this build a 4.5 out of 10. Now, I did really like that you did a little cherry blossom tree on top of a hill, which was really, honestly, what really brought up the score. Hopefully you don't get too offended. This tree here is okay. It's a custom tree, I guess. It's an attempt at a custom tree. But it looks a little bit too stumpy, if you understand what I mean. If not, then leave a comment and let me know. But it just doesn't look natural, and it doesn't quite look like a cherry blossom tree. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, the house itself is pretty mundane and pretty bland. It lacks a lot of block texture. There's only literally cherry wood in here. I do like that you put like a survival-esque kind of interior. But other than that, you did a pond, which I respect you for at least trying to do a pond. And the pond, I'm surprised you actually did a pond. But other than that, yeah, 4.5. Yeah, hopefully you do better next time. You did a pretty good job, but you can always do better. And thank you so much for participating. I will be rewarding this build here with a 7 out of 10. Now, this build will also be losing a point since this was done in a duo, so this will become a 6 out of 10. Now let me explain why. Basically, you guys did not do any custom trees here, which is unfortunate because I would have really liked to have seen you guys do some custom trees to make it look a little bit more unique. I do like that you guys had little armor stand villagers or NPCs. You guys didn't use the actual NPCs, but that's fine because I don't think you guys have access to that with the creator menu, which is fine. I will say the house is honestly pretty good with the block palette you used. It's also quite simplistic, but it works for what you were trying to do with this little cozy cottage kind of vibe, which is what I picked up. You also did a farmland, which I quite like. It just added a bit more to it. You also did a pond, and you guys did try and do a little bit of texturing here with the moss block, which I actually really do like. I didn't actually notice that originally. You guys also, what I will say is your waterfall needs some work. I know you guys actually did do a underwater ruin here with the sniffer egg and the coast armor, which is really cool. And I like that you guys did that. You kind of thematically themed each of the armor trims to where they belong, which I really did like. And you guys did a really good job with the archaeology kind of ruined area, which is really cool. But it just felt like this here for me, the archaeology brush area, felt a little bit tacked on at the end. It didn't look like it had the same kind of quality as when you guys were doing the pathway or building this area up around the house. But other than that, you guys did a really good job, and you guys should be really happy to know that you came in second place. So big congratulations to you guys. A massive congratulations from my personal grading to Johns and Deathbean for winning this 1.20 Minecraft build competition. Big well done, guys. You did a really good job. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do in the upcoming build event in the next few days, which is really exciting. And yeah, when I'm recording this. And yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, let me know down below, and leave build suggestions down below, and let me know you guys' favorite personally below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy my rest of my content. There's so much coming out, and there's so much that has been coming out lately, to go check it out. Thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.